Consisting of nearly 7,000 islands and home to the largest city on earth, Japan is a nation full of rich history and culture. Come with me as I discover how Adventist World Radio is making a difference right here in Japan. This is AWR360. As I explore this city, I am amazed by not only its huge population, but also its affluence. Of this nation's 127 million people, an estimated 91% of the population considers themselves Shinto or Buddhist, even if they rarely visit the temple. As little as 2% claim some form of Christianity, and among them, the Seventh-day Adventist Church has a membership of only 14,000. And the sobering reality is that as of late, this number has been declining, not growing. AWR is committed to using our resources to help bring revival to Japan, and it is stories like Pastor Obara's that give us great courage and hope along the way.
My father, Isao, grew up in the northern part of Japan. His family were farmers, but my dad got tired of the country life and moved to Tokyo when he was 20. He got a good-paying job, but unfortunately spent all his money on cigarettes and alcohol.
Smoking and drinking took its toll on Isao's body, and soon he found himself sick and in the hospital. There was nothing to do but lay in bed and listen to the radio.
My father loved listening to Japanese pop music, but one day, when he was tuning his radio, he heard a different kind of music. It was strange music, and it drew him in, and he wanted to hear more.
After being released from the hospital, Isao continued listening to this new station, and soon he heard about an upcoming evangelistic meeting at a nearby Adventist church.
My father faithfully attended those meetings, and at the end of that series, my father made a decision to be baptized.
But his new commitment to Jesus would force Isao to make some significant sacrifices.
Japanese highly value work, and taking Sabbath off was not an option. Either my father could keep the Sabbath or keep his job, but not both. He chose the Sabbath. But sadly, this brought shame and embarrassment to his family. They could not understand his new diet, way of life, and why he would quit his job.
Isao stuck to his new convictions in the face of adversity, though, and the Lord honored him for it. Soon, Isao was offered a job as a janitor at the Adventist hospital, which he gladly accepted. After further training, Isao went from janitor to working in the physical therapy department, a job he thoroughly enjoyed until his retirement.
My father loved to tell people about Jesus, and through his influence, led more than 20 different patients to Christ during his years working at the hospital. He had a positive influence on many lives, including my own. If it wasn't for my dad and the Lord working through Adventist World Radio, I definitely would not be a pastor, or especially a conference president, here in Japan today.
Isn't it amazing how the Lord works? He took Obara's father, who was a young drunkard, and through the Holy Spirit and AWR, now his son is helping to lead the work here in Japan. A few months ago, Pastor Obara preached his very first evangelistic series in partnership with AWR on the island of Mindoro in the Philippines. He joined in baptizing over 1,400 precious souls. Because of this experience, Obara, along with many other pastors and laymen, are excited to see how God will impact Japan. The spirit of revival has been sparked, and now more than ever before, Japan is ready for the final push of evangelism before Jesus comes. Will you join us in this mission? There are 2 things you can do. First, pray. Pray for the work here in Japan and other difficult-to-reach places. And second, visit AWR.org, where you can help expand the reach of AWR's broadcast by your generous donations. Thank you for joining us in hastening Jesus' soon coming by your needed prayers and support. Until next time, this is AWR 360.